Today we're testing out the BG Goodrich G-Force Sport Comp-2 tire. That's a mouthful, you know, that's quite a bit to put into the name of the tire, but it's a pretty good tire so far. So I've had these for a couple hundred miles, put them on. After a lot of research, I've got these tires. Now, as a Porsche owner, one thing that will come up is that they are not N-rated tires. So if you're looking for N-rated tires, you got to go Michelin. There are only certain ones that are N-rated, and as far as BG Goodrich, Michelin, you'll have to go for the Michelins that are the ultra premium. But of BG Goodrich, this is their ultra premium tire. It is W rated. I've got 205s in the front, 255s in the back, and so far I'm pretty happy with these tires. When I first put them on, the initial thing I noticed was just the amount of additional grip in the back. I did the back tires first because they're back ordered. So getting these tires is very difficult. Originally I wanted the all seasons. The all seasons no one had. So I ended up just with the regular Comp-2s. But they're very good tires, and especially here in California, I'm not planning to go through any snow. I'm not planning to go through really any mud in these, maybe a little rain. And what Michelin has done is they've changed this tire from the previous tire that used to be their ultra high performance. The previous tire did not get very good wet adhesion. So what they did was they changed the compound to a silica-rich compound. The tread compound change allowed for better wet traction and much better dry adhesion as well. So you're just able to move with this thing no problem. I haven't personally driven it on the track yet, but I've been told by multiple people who have that it's a great tire on the track, that it kind of speaks to you, and testing it against other competitors, you can tell the difference, and these are really good tires. And for the price that you're spending, it's hard to beat it, because a set of 4 for these is under $600 for my Porsche Boxster. It's a 99 Porsche Boxster, and it's got 17-inch wheels, which are the bigger wheels in this era. I know nowadays that doesn't sound that big, but back in 99, those were some good sized wheels. Of course, for the traction, the important thing is not just the compound. You have to have a good tread compound and a good tread pattern, and they have these what they call G-hook tread pattern. They look a lot like 7s, but obviously BG Goodrich, and they call it the G-Force. So yeah, they want to use the G in there. But the G-hook pattern really does seem to help, but it's only as good as the sidewall is. And what they've done is they've used stiff sidewall inserts, and these stiff sidewall inserts help be supportive. Now, you're thinking it's going to be a harsh ride, and my car has a stiffer chassis, and just the suspension's a bit stiffer than other rides, but it's not a harsh ride. It's a pretty compliant ride. Now, the braking distance has improved. Yeah, I can feel when I brake, if I have to brake hard, that I can stop a little faster. You notice it. And BG Goodrich claims there's 13 feet shorter that you're able to stop. Also, acceleration should be faster. The tire is one of the simplest performance upgrades you can make. I mean, just changing your tires can change the whole vehicle. Now, about the N-rated versus non-N-rated. N-rated just means that Porsche was able to have it. So if you want a tire that Porsche has tested, they've approved, these aren't them, right? But if you want a very good ultra high performance street tire that you can take on the road and an occasional track day. I'm not saying that these are going to be track dedicated tires, but they'll do well on the track, and definitely on the road you're going to get high performance, and you don't want it to break the bank. The BG Goodrich G-Force Sport Comp-2s, you're not going to find much better tire than that. For the equivalent Michelin tire, I was quoted $1,200. Now, having said that, that is in-rated, that is tested by Porsche and approved by Porsche. So you might get something out of that. The performance might be slightly better, especially if you track it more often. But $1,200 versus $600 that I spent out the door, that's everything included. I was actually slightly under $600. My fronts were under $100. My backs were about $120. And it's hard to beat that on a high performance vehicle. You know, this isn't, obviously this is no like McLaren, but it's still a Porsche. It's not the fastest Porsche, but boy, it takes the currents like no one's business. Just difficult to beat that type of price. I mean, you're just not going to. And up here, we're going to get a little roundabout where we can give it a little bit of a test on the speed, but it's going to be difficult to get that much of a test in a city driving, even back roads, unless you live up in the hills. When you can get over to a canyon road or a back road where there's some windiness, unfortunately where I am right now, it's a bit of a drive to get there, so I haven't been able to get there yet. I have gone on a couple windy roads around town, and it does great on those, and no problems at all. No problems when we accelerate. Just a wonderful driving tire. So if you're looking for a very, very good ultra high performance tire that's not going to break the bank, this is it. They're not going to do much better than this. Now, I will say that, you know, these cars like this Boxster, if you've got something like this, you can have this kind of car for as low as $5,000. If you're only spending $5,000 on a car, yeah, $1,200, you're not going to want to spend that much for a tire, but you will compromise the car if you don't buy a quality tire. BG Goodrich is owned by Michelin. The factory's the same, a lot of the rubber compounds, so they share a lot of things with Michelin, and you're not going to be unsatisfied if you get this tire. Even though it costs less, it's still quite a tire. It's hard to beat the price versus the performance you get. I had some Toyo tires on here before. I've had Yokohamas. Those were good tires. They were good, but this newer tire, especially with the newer technology, what BG Goodrich has done with the Sport Comp-2s, it's great. And as long as you're not going to drive in the snow or the mud, you don't even need the all seasons. This will do fine in the wet. The all seasons do a little better in the wet, from my understanding of every review. But road noise isn't too bad. I don't notice any additional road noise from the tires I had before. In fact, it might be a little bit quieter than the ones I had before. So road noise is good. The ride's pretty compliant, other than my chassis is pretty stiff anyways. The grip, you can tell that you've got better traction, especially in the back end on a hard turn. It just does not feel like it's going to give way. And from what I've been told by people that have driven them on the track and been able to test them there, the sound changes on these tires when it's about to lose traction, and you can tell by the sound when you need to work on correcting it. So that's actually quite a feature if you're someone that likes to track their car. Now, for autocross, occasional autocross and occasional track day, this might be a good tire for you. If you want to go to the track all the time, well, first of all, you should have dedicated tires for that. And especially if you're going road and track, but you do track very often, you probably want dedicated tires for that, and something a little different than this. But as a good street tire that can be used for an occasional track day, this is a great option. I highly recommend these tires. I'm just very happy with them. You're not going to find much better for the price, is what it all comes down to. And when you can have these cars for a song. You know, you can also have the 996s for about 10 grand. So same kind of thing. Are you going to buy a $1,200 tire for a car you only paid $10,000 for? Some may. So if you're looking for a good tire that's not too expensive, these tires are, obviously this is for Porsche. They are available on a wide range of cars. I've seen them on Challengers, on Mustangs, Camaros, various muscle cars. They're very good high performance tires, and no matter what you drive, this might be something that you want to look into, see if the ratings match yours, if they have it for the size that you need, and you won't be disappointed once you get them. In fact, all I need is to find an open road, preferably a windy one,